a growth mindset because you don't know what you don't know. So you need to be able to have that ability to be taught, to be coachable and teachable. And you have to be willing to do something different. You're entering into these spaces where, you know, you either have a certain level of skills, have a certain level of understanding and education. But if you want to take it to that next level, you have to lean in to the value that your mentors, that your coaches are providing for you, and be able to apply that information. So although you may not want to get uncomfortable, those are the spaces that you will thrive the most in being uncomfortable and being able and allowing yourself to make mistakes because that will be a part of the process. So when you feel like you're getting ready to fail, you have to understand that that is your first attempt at learning and you have another step you need to be taking and you're on that next layer of growth, okay? So I want you guys to understand that. And I come from a little bit of a psychological background. So I want you guys to understand that we all operate in what's called our reticular operating system, where you see the lens through your world. You recognize things based on, you know, your perspective and your understanding. So you have to be submissive to the information that you're being given to be coachable and teachable to where you're able to develop and master these skill sets. Okay. And it's going to take a time, again, that's being timely, to be able to develop these things because you need at least 10,000 hours to master a skill set. So again, first thing, having that mindset and being able to, you know, get uncomfortable and make the mistakes and be able to fail and put the time in. So that takes me to my next point, being dedicated and in your time and your efforts. So being able to embrace those challenges and receive feedback. So be able to, you know, apply the play that you've been given by your mentors, apply the play and be able to get that feedback or ask those questions and take initiative for your learning. So when you're taking initiative, you know, you will show progress. So make sure that you're going back for that feedback and you're doing the things you need to be doing and taking it even a step further to study the things that you're being given and because you will need to apply it repetitively in order to be effective and take it a step further to apply more research to what you're studying. So you're really maximizing, you know, your capabilities in this space and seeing a big return on your investment. And, you know, really having that time. And that brings me to my third point, you know, being prepared and tracking your progress. So making sure you're dedicating time to your schedule, you're taking notes during that time. It really takes, in order to be effective, it really takes you 7 exposures to really get something down. And we don't remember the things that we don't write down. So that's why you really want to be prepared in what you're doing and make sure you're doing it repetitively so you can see your progress, see if it's working or see if there's something you need to adapt in order to be, you know, effective and see massive results. And then again, in the importance of being coachable and teachable, you want to pay attention to the work. Whoever is inspiring you in the space, whoever your mentor is, you want to pay attention to the work. Because although they may be giving you instruction, a task, or direction directly, honestly, if there's someone in that position that you aspire to be in, pay attention also to not just what they're telling you, but what they're doing because that will be really effective for you. And what entertains you trains you. So I'm going to leave you with some reflective questions that you can look back on and think about. And those will be, who do you listen to? So again, being coachable and teachable, you want to be able to listen to your mentors, listen to the leaders in the space in order to see those true effects. Because the person you're listening to is the person you obviously want to see results from, or whether that be personal development, the people you're surrounding yourself with, if that is where, you know, being coachable and teachable becomes important because that is what is in your subconscious and that is what is going to affect you on your day to day. So who do you listen to? I want you to go back, revisit that as your first question. And then what should I be doing to dot dot dot. So what should I be doing to achieve my goals? What that goal is for you. Now, if we're in this, you know, call today, we're aiming to hit silver, we're aiming to hit gold, we're aiming to see, you know, more results in this space. So what should I be doing to hit silver? What should I be doing to hit gold? What should I be doing to achieve this level of success in my trading account? And then, am I doing it? As your third question. So am I doing XYZ to hit silver? Am I doing XYZ to hit gold? And how long is that taking me? And then the last thing, is it written? Have you written it down? Have you written it down? Because if you haven't written it down, you really haven't been effective in taking it seriously. It's just a thought in the back of the mind. And again, what we don't write down, we don't remember. So make sure you're writing it down. So that's all I have for you today. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm always around. See me in the chats. And, we have our smaller groups as well. So I'm going to be passing it over to my girl, Samiyah B. Now, if you didn't take anything of what I said, you definitely want to be prepared for what she has to say, because she has not only been one of the most consistent that I've seen in this space. She's really a true and valued leader, a woman of God. And she just lets the work show for herself. Like, she's really about that action. And if you haven't seen her too involved, you haven't been around. You haven't been around. So if you have personal access to her, honestly, you're in a blessed space, and you should really be, running through brick walls. So I'm going to pass it to my girl, Samiyah B, to provide, the value. And I'm going to be here with my notes ready to listen and apply.
Period. Can we drop some hearts and some love in the chat for my girl, Chris? She just bodied that. She just did phenomenal. Did you learn anything? Did you learn anything? Yes, yes, yes. And I'm sorry. Okay, Alex is with me. Keith is with me. Thank you so much. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Because I learned a lot. And I am definitely taking those questions back with me. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and pin really quick. But I'm taking those questions back with me because she did great being coachable and teachable. She went over how to be coachable and how to be teachable. And she said, what entertains you, trains you. Okay. So I want us to ask ourselves really quick, what are we allowing to entertain us? Baby, I have to reevaluate. I just have to take a moment to really think what's going on and what entertains me, trains me. Because Crystal is somebody who I know who is a student of a student of the product. She does not just allow any and everything to entertain her. Here lately, she set a goal when she was on her run to go, baby. She locked in. She was on every single call. She bust down our phones. If I wasn't available, she called somebody else. If they wasn't available, she called somebody else. She kept calling until she allowed her goal to get done. So when she says these are the questions that you need to be asking yourself, I will take notes from her because she played no games. Who do you listen to? She locked in and started listening to the people who had the results that she wanted. She's an example of everything that she just laid out to you all, and she has what you all want to achieve. So she is somebody that you need to be listening to and need to be studying. And me as a platinum, I'm still studying her. Do you understand? So I need you to understand that you're not too high, or rank is the lowest level of leadership. Your rank, your title is the lowest level of leadership. You can learn the highest level of leadership is service. And she is someone that I would be happy and honored to serve because of her ability to be coachable and to be teachable. I know that if I serve her, it is good soil to plant seeds. And Crystal, I am excited for the seed of platinum to grow in you. It has already started to take root. I see how you are applying everything that we have given you. Anytime, even the corrections that we have given you, you will take them, you adjust, and you apply them immediately. And I love that you take all of those with grace and you take it with stride, and you do not allow your hiccups or anything, or your things that you have a hard time overcoming, challenges, that's the word I want to use. You do not allow your challenges to stop you from progress. All right. So instead, you let it be your passport, and you, baby, you wear it immaculate. All right. But let's keep going. It is Sunday. And again, like Crystal said, we got a few cameras off. Now, I don't know if y'all just in bed, or I know them Sunday nights be hitting. Okay. I get it. I took one, but I woke up. You see how that works? So if I could see your face, I would love to see your face. The only faces that I see right now are myself, DT, Aboden, and Crystal. And baby, listen, we the ones serving. No shots. No shots. Okay. So if y'all are in a position right now, I'm gonna pause for the calls really quick to turn your cameras on. Let's turn those cameras on because this is a focus group. This is time that I need to make sure that we are engaged. I need to make sure that we are locked in and listening to what's going on. And if we're not in a position, let's just not do this, right? And let's run with the people who really are locked in. Okay, so let's say something. If we're in a position where we cannot turn our cameras off, on, or I'm just going to assume we're not locked in. Okay, cool. Keith is here. Thank you for the message, Keith. What about John? What about Alex? What about Sweet Jones? And the call is locked. So if somebody needs to get back in, just let them know they can send me a message or catch the recording. Respectfully. All right, cool. I didn't get no messages from John, Keith, or Sweet Jones. Are we removing y'all from the call? Okay, I'll set the standard first. I'll set the standard first before we go through that. Okay, so the reason I am being sorry, forgive me. Forgive me. The reason I'm being I want to emphasize the importance of this because again, we all agreed upon coming. First, welcome again to the Gold Factory. Welcome to our focus group. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Alex. That's all I need. I just need communication. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. Perfect. Cool. We locked in, but we listening at work. Thank you for communication. That's all we need. That's all we need. I just want to make sure that we're communicating what's going on and what's happening. Okay. So perfect. So the reason that I want us to emphasize being locked in, being in position is because again, this is a focus group. We all talked and we all communicated with our leaders or expressed in some way, shape, or form that we need, that we want to go to the next level. Meaning not just in our trading account, we all loved our trading. We all are good at trading. We all know how we're starting to experience profit, but now we want to experience that residual income side of things. Is that correct? So I know y'all at work right now, so I'm just going to assume y'all saying yes. Okay, so I know that is something that we all wanted because we are all a part of this group. So we created this in order to make sure that we are structured up and we are focused. Again, for those of you who do not know, my name is Samiyah B, aka Structured Samiyah, and let's structure up. The first week, we're gonna give grace. First week, I ain't gonna lie to you, it was a little rough, it was a little shaky, right? I feel like we were still just adjusting to what the focus group was gonna be, what this is gonna be like, and what the intent behind it is. And so I want to clearly execute what the intent behind this is and what you can expect from this, okay? Out of this, we expect new silvers. We have, if I'm not mistaken, everyone in here is working towards silver outside of myself, Crystal, and our titanium leader, DC Awoda, right? So if we're all working towards silver, us, the people who have obtained the level that you're working towards, are putting you in position in order to obtain that. So that is why we said, hey, let's get these select core group of people, let's structure them up to focus and go to the next level. So that is what this group is for. So this is not another one of those chats that we could just leave on mute. You shouldn't have no chats on mute, technically. However, for the next 3-4 weeks, this is the chat that you want to be locked in on. This is your priority. If you have not already set a priority for it in Telegram and created a folder for it to go to the next level, go ahead and take time today to do that, okay? Also, we have not been consistently dropping our schedules in the chat. I want to make sure with the standard of what we are doing, let's make sure we are dropping our schedules in the chat every single night, and we're planning the days ahead. Why are we doing this? Because we want to be intentional for what's to come, okay? So I'm going to share my screen. Speaking of intentionality, because we want to be intentional about what's to come and what you can expect from this focus group. Boom. I'm working off of one screen and it feels weird I'm used to my monitors, y'all. They spoil me. All right. When you can see my screen, drop a 111 in the chat, please. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. Move this over a little bit. All right. So we are going to take an encounter with reality this first week. If you are anything like me, you have a lot on your plate. Okay, us as leader, I'm assuming everybody in this group has a potential of leadership, is going to become a leader. So we all have that type of activity in our lives. We could be we could think that we have a productivity or that we're doing good things, right? But good things aren't always productive. That's why I want to focus in and go over this for week one, because a lot of times us as leaders, people who want to go to the next level, we tend to do a lot of things and take on a lot of things thinking that they're productive things, or they're aiming towards our goal, or they're pushing towards our goal, when in reality they're just what's called inactivity. Okay, so I need you to understand there's essentially two types of prisons. Okay, the one where you are behind bars, and the one that you don't even realize the bars are there. A lot of times we set ourselves up in prison by consistently doing activities, by consistently we could be, let's what's an example, so we can consistently help people, right? Have a family member that we go help often. It's a good thing, but taking that time out to help this person can take time away from something that's productive, that can help you reach your goal, to put you in a better position to be able to help that person that be able to help that person. Yes. Be able to help that person that you can position better when you have what you need. Yes. 1 second. All right, cool. Should be good now. All right. And also, sometimes we are being held back by habits we aren't even aware of, especially when it comes to how we spend our time. One thing that was huge for me, I had a habit of, when I got home from work, I would, excuse me, I would immediately just turn on TV, because I like to have something playing in the background, a background noise, or something that I could hear, right? Or something that would calm me down. Sometimes it wouldn't even be a TV show, it would just be a music video. I would do that every single day when I got back home, because I didn't want to hear, I needed a change of environment. That's why I was calling it a change of environment, self care. But I did not realize that it was essentially holding me back to a lower level of thinking. I didn't realize how complacent it was letting me, how lazy it was making me, right? And so I would notice that when I got home from work, instead of doing something or remembering after my 9 to 5, my 5 to 9 starts, I would lock in on, okay, maybe it's nap time, it's time to chill, it's time to relax. Not even realize that habit was causing me to be lazy, right? And so instead of playing music or a show, now I play personal development. Sometimes I play Nano's blog or podcast. Sometimes I play Justin Owens, right? I have different personal development segments that I listen to in the background. That way I can remember, okay, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. Okay. So now this regular activity can turn into something that's productive, that helps remind me and push me towards my goal. Does that make sense, everybody? Yes. Perfect. Yes. Cool. Now, when setting activity versus productivity, I need us to understand, thank you, Keith. I need us to understand that it's going to require sacrifice. It's going to require sacrifice. Okay? Because everything that is great did not come easy. Everything that's sustained did not come easily. Okay? Think about the greatest empires of the world. You have Rome, I like to use Rome because our one of my business partners, Money Me and Mark, I steal it from him all the time. But he says all the time, Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was built every single day. And look at the Colosseums in Rome. They're still standing to this day. How long ago was those empires built? Thousands of years, hundreds of years ago, right? Hundreds of years ago. Do you think that the builders of Rome made sacrifices of those great empires, those kings, the workers, right? They had to sacrifice time with family. They had to sacrifice things that they wanted personally to do. When establishing the blueprint, when establishing the plan, they had to structure up first, set aside things that they needed to do. They had to make those sacrifices in order for their legacy to be established. Now, when we see those Colosseums, we see those buildings, we see those great structures, we associate those structures with a king, with a standard, with a name, right? And so if you want the same thing for yourself, it is going to require time. It's going to require effort. It's going to require money at this moment. However, in order for you to sacrifice less of it, we have developed a system in order for you to follow. So let's get into it. I hope we're taking notes. What is activity versus productivity? Okay. So, and we're wrapping up shortly, you all. You know me, I'm the queen of effective and not eternal. Okay. So, what is an activity? Activities include personal development, team training. Sorry, one second. Team trainings and masterminds. Again, personal development, team trainings, and masterminds. Okay. So, like I was saying before, personal development is great. It puts me in a mindset to do something, but it does not transcend to action. Okay. It is just a mindset, the motivation in order to act. Does that make sense? Okay. It's essential, but it doesn't directly generate income, which leads us to productivity. Productivity includes income, income producing activities, aka IPA. So if you see IPAs, hey, my IPA of the day could be taking that first trade, right? Masters Club, things like that. We'll drop some examples in a second. Okay. One-on-one meetings, trading live, go lives, presentations. Okay. That is what we have for productivity. Now, our task. Assignment for week 1. Okay. Let's get into it. Sorry. What we're going to do, I hope we all have a book for, and I'll drop an example of this with a graphic in the chat for us all for week 1. So you're going to turn to a blank page. Let's see this. Okay, blank page on your notebook. We are going to write a T chart for the week. A T chart. Okay. I need us all to achieve a complete and send in your T chart, Jesus, daily by 10 p.m. This is not a negotiable. This is not a negotiable. Okay? This is not a negotiable. And this is what I want it to look like. Okay? On one side, you're gonna have activity. I'm gonna go back to the other page. And the other side, you're gonna have productivity. Okay? One side is gonna be labeled activity. The other side is gonna be labeled productivity. And you're gonna keep track and monitor what you're doing that is activity, and what you're doing is productivity. And write down what you're doing each day, day by day. This morning, I got up and did my morning routine. We hopped on Mornings with Nano, right? We had a jam session. That is all falls under activity. Now, go live is sticky because go live can be activity or productivity, depending on the call. So go live with like mornings with Nano, that's an activity because it's not an income producing activity. But if you're hopping on a wall session, you hopping on DT or bonus session, you're setting up your e-commerce store, right? If you're hopping on Mike Neverete, he's calling on some calls. Those transcend to productivity because it's an income producing activity. Okay, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Now, this is the part where you could actually interact and ask questions. But for the first week, we're going to do that. We're just going to simply create a T chart, and that's going to be your assignment. So each night, every day, we're going to monitor our activities. We're going to monitor what we're doing and where each day. Okay. Oop. Perfect. We're going to monitor what we're doing each day. And we're going to again create. It's the blue. I like blue. Don't keep it. Activity. Productivity.
Samiyah, quick question for you in the chat. Dropping it.
Thank you.
ST or CST?
I'm sorry.
Drop in the T chart at 10 EST or CST?
EST. Sorry. Thank you, because I did not see that. Don't mind my drawing, my unstraight lines. Okay. And so we're going to set it up like this on a piece of paper each day. Remember, like Crystal said, we are writing it down. We are not typing it. We are writing it down because the muscle in our hands help us to remember. Okay. And we're listing out every single day what we're doing. Listen, this is one of the most impactful things I have ever done in my life, because seeing what we're doing, seeing how unproductive I really was crazy. We're going to send it to, I see the chat now. We're going to send it in our Telegram, our focus group Telegram. Everybody's going to be dropping them. So we all keeping each other accountable daily. And that's how I want us to start. I want us to just lock in. Thank you for asking. I want us to simply lock in and know what's going on, what's happening every single day, okay? And keep monitoring. And I'm telling you, the more each day as you drop it and you realize that I just got a whole lot of activity and I'm not really being productive. I'm not really establishing, I don't have the discipline in order to go to the next level. The shirt that I'm wearing, it says discipline deliverance. It's because something that I stand by and I live by, because deliverance of your mind to set yourself free requires discipline. It requires consistency. It requires productivity in association with activity. And so we have to make a standard or and structure up and really understand it's okay to have activity as long as productivity comes behind it. What was happening for me, activity was outweighing productivity. And what should happen is productivity should outweigh activity. Or at bare minimum, you should have the same level. I'm letting you know now, the average person starting out, yes, we are starting this today. The average person starting out, the activity outweighs the productivity because we're not conditioned to it. Now, if your productivity already outweighs your activity, you are killing it. You're doing phenomenal. Let me be the first person to say shout out to you, okay? But the goal and objective, but if your activity outweighs your productivity, I do not want you to feel bad, like, dang, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. It's okay. It's okay. That's what we are here for. That's what this call is for. That's what we want to, that's why we're aiming to grow together, and we're holding each other accountable to become the best versions of ourselves, okay? Now I'm about to wrap this up. That's really all I have for week 1. Let's make sure that we are attentive in the chats. And really quick, I do want to establish something. some quick chat rules before I get out of here, okay? I do want us to remember the chat rules apply, chat rules that we stand by for inspired investing are the same chat rules that apply all across the board, okay? Now, this week we have been grace. A lot of grace has been shown. A lot of grace has been shown, if I'm being transparent, okay? However, we have to get back to what our standard is, what we are doing, and what our rules are, okay? So really quick, each morning when we're in the chats, we need to be saying good morning. We're engaging with each other, we're talking to each other, we're letting each other know what's going on with our day, what's happening with our day, if things are going good, right?